Before I offer any sage advice on this, I should warn you that you'll never be satisfied with your setup. There's always a compromise and there's always a shiny new thing to buy. The trick is knowing at what point your channel has reached the minimum viable standard to entertain and inform. You want to do this on the lowest possible budget, ideally a zero additional spend at first while you experiment. This is the step that gets missed by small creators all the time. A decent camera lens and a 3-point lighting setup won't help you after the first 10 seconds. Are you at the point where you're completely on top of filming and editing coherent videos? Doesn't matter if they're shot on your phone or your dad's old camcorder from the 90s and cobbled together on iMovie. If it's clear what the intended outcome is, i.e. this is definitely a how-to video or this is obviously a review video, then you're ready to start investing. Without that, you're going to be disappointed that the new gear didn't transform your videos into vlogging masterpieces. Now, onto the main game. How much should you spend? The elephant in the room is that whatever you spend won't be the end of it. There will be upgrades and bits of kit that you'll want to keep adding over time, and you'll only know what they are once you start using it. But for getting started right now with some reliable gear, you're going to need to spend at least £500 to £700. This will get you a good interchangeable lens camera like the Canon 60D, a tripod, a nifty 50 lens, and a Rode Wireless Go mic. With that, you'll have more than acceptable sound quality and the potential of filmic-looking studio shots. Plus, all the gear is very portable for on-location B-roll and vlogging. This ought to be your base level spend. There are plenty of stories of people cobbling together a moment lens on their phone with the built-in earbud cable mic used for audio and some desk lamps for lighting. Good for them. But this is for your ongoing studio. It's time to start filming easier and better if you're going to be doing a lot of it. This setup will allow you to get away with filming using only natural light, presuming you have enough of it. Without dedicated video lighting, it's going to limit your options, but it's a good start. Mastering your studio shot, talking head sequences with this simple setup will elevate your standard of video. The Canon 50mm lens is a f1.8, so you'll have that nice premium shallow depth of field look. Adding lights will give you more options, namely being able to film anytime, not just during the day or when the light coming through your windows are reliably even. The next step above that spend would be to get dedicated 3-point lighting. And Amazon is full of cheap lights that are no better than house lamps, but you could do worse than getting 3 of the Foulkes L1. But you could do worse than getting 3 of the Foulkes L116T super slim LED light panels. They're only like 20 quid each, and they're fairly decent with enough power provided. You're not trying to compete with direct sunlight. You'll need to control the light in your studio for these lights. It's a big jump to a really different look and with some serious cash, but the Aperture 120D that I'm using here as a key light is around £700. But with its light dome on, it's got a softness that better cameras and lens combinations can take advantage of. It's just not something you probably need at the earliest stages while you're proving your format and content. But when you do upgrade, those little Foulkes light panels will then be really handy for spotlighting different areas in your set, or for on-the-fly filming, because they can also be powered by cheap rechargeable Sony camera batteries. Now on the audio front, the next step up from the Rode Wireless Go is to a dedicated shotgun mic for studio filming. The Wireless Go is quite exceptional for the money and will still be a good bit of kit to have around when you're out and about, so it's not a wasted investment. But the NTG2 is, in our opinion, the best of the affordable shotgun mics, and will step up the sound quality to an altogether different level of clarity. This is the mic I'm using now, the NTG2. We use the NTG3 usually, but it's a pro mic for recording on projects where we can't get as close to the subject as in a controlled environment like a studio. In this situation, the NTG2 is as good as any broadcast shotgun mic. Here's me on the Rode Wireless Go. Here's me on the NTG2, Rode Wireless Go, NTG2, Wireless Go. You get the idea. That comparison is the sort of change that you will make over time to your setup, and your audience will probably not notice the change until they go away and come back after a year and see this huge jump in production quality. And then they'll probably take it more seriously and subscribe. But I'm still saying you should walk before you can run. Each setup in equipment requires a new learning curve, and if this just distracts too much from producing actual useful information for your audience, then suddenly it all becomes a lot harder than it needs to be. Give us a like while you're here and watch this video on old versus new cameras if you're wondering what to buy, or this video on shotgun mics versus lav mics. If you found this useful, why not subscribe and join our channel growing mission as we explore all the good stuff we've done that worked and bust some myths on all the stuff that didn't.